Ayo Bladrins, welcome back to a new lightning quick repairs episode. Today we're going to be looking at something old school. We're looking at Sony Ericssons today. Yes, we are going to be repairing a Sony Ericsson on the channel. I've always wanted to do one of these. I've always wanted to repair something old, and now I have the ability to do it. But this is also one of the models I always wanted. It's a W705. Now what's the problem with this one? So this one, the LCD ribbon cable, like the slider cable, that's damaged, and I actually already took it apart to check it, and I'll show you that. And then this one over here, this one actually works. So I've actually got it turned on right here for you guys. There's a little bit of damage on the screen. I'm going to see if I can show you guys really quickly. Yeah, you should be able to see it now right there in the middle. But most importantly, the slider cable is all intact, so that means all I need to do is just swap it over. In fairness, my one, this one over here on the left, this one's a little bit of a better condition than this one. This one's got marks and scuffs everywhere, and this plastic piece is broken as well. And I thought I'd say this one's missing the back cover, so I'm going to yoink this one. Let's take this battery out. There we go, battery's out. And these use a T6 bit, so make sure you have one of those equipped on your screwdriver, and let's start taking things apart. I think I'm going to take apart, I'm going to take apart the working one first. So first thing, there's 4 screws around here, so let's take all of those out, and they're all the same, so you don't have to worry about where it goes. Whoops, there's one. There you go, that's all 4 out, and let's just put those off to the side. And then we need to take this plastic piece off. This just lifts out pretty much. There you go, that's that off. And you can see 2 screws right over here. So these are just Phillips screws, so let's take those out. There's 1, there's 2. And then once you've got those off, so as you can see on the sides, there are clips on all sides. So just pick a side, and we just want to slowly, like carefully separate it. This side's a little bit easier, so maybe do it on this side. There we go, you can see slowly these clips are coming off. And yeah, there we go. Oh, never mind, that just came off. Okay, amazing. So that's off there, and we're going to give all of these parts a nice clean to make it as best as we can. There's 2 Phillips screws up here, so let's take that off. There's 1, 2. This should just come off right here. So we're going to slowly do that just so we don't break anything. You can see right in between, I'm just seeing if it's in focus yet. You can see right in between that my tool is in there. So you just want to slowly pry and make sure you don't go too deep, otherwise you might just break the display, and we're not trying to do that here. So you can see, there we go, we've got one side off, and actually the whole thing with some careful maneuvering just comes right off. Oh, careful maneuvering, I said. Now we've got our bare display, so you want to be very careful and try not to put fingerprints on it. But you can see there's 1 screw here holding in the actual D-pad. So let's take that off. So all I'm realistically doing is taking this screen off. It's held in by clips, so it's nothing too much to worry about. But it's more or less that if you hit the screen the wrong way, it will just crack. And that's actually what I did to another phone of mine. All I did was this up corner here, I just pushed it back ever so slightly and just put my tool there, and it already came out. So just so I know I haven't broken the display, I'm gonna plug the battery in and make sure I haven't cracked it. Absolutely amazing, I haven't broken the screen, I'm happy. So there we go, that's our bare screen right there. So let's just disconnect that because we don't need that anymore. And then let's actually disconnect the flex cables. There's 1, and there's 2. That's our 2 connections out. And here is our bare display. Be extremely careful when handling these, because these break as easy as you look at them. Now this is our cable. Okay, I think I need to take out the motherboard, and to do that there's 1 screw right here It's just Philips, so let's take that out. This is just a speaker connection, so we could just loosely, carefully just disconnect that real quick. There we go, that's disconnected there. There's a little clip here which you can just pull to the right ever so slightly and just lift the board out. And there you go, that is your motherboard out. And now, be very careful with that cable. You don't want to bend that too far, otherwise you'll just rip it again. And that's not what we're trying to do. So let's just disconnect that. There we go. And just like that, our motherboard's out. So let's put that off to the side. All we need to do from here is just separate this. So literally, it's just held in with just a little bit of double-sided tape. There we go. That's that there. And this one's going to be a bit of a tricky one. You kind of have to pry it, but quite a bit hard. Okay, I've got one side, and then this camera is what I need to take out. There we go. You can hear the glue coming off. And then you could just kind of peel it back. And that is it right there. Yeah? And then you can slide this cable through. Obviously being very, very careful. And this is where it's going to be a bit weird, because you kind of have to maneuver the cable. You kind of have to angle it and stuff. There we go. Got it. There. That's our cable. Amazing. So let's put that off to the side. And let's put this phone off to the side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... Oh yeah, and if you're asking about this, I had to take that off, thinking that that was part of it, but it actually wasn't. That was pointless for me to do. But luckily, it's just a parts unit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed run through this and take this apart. We can swap the cable over. Come on. There we go. That's our motherboard out. And now here is our screen cable right here. So let me show you where this tear is. Look right there. Can you see that? There's a tear going right through there. Yeah, and that's what we're trying to fix. So let's actually just take this cable out. Let's see if we could just push this through first. That's our old screen cable out. Let's put our new screen cable in very carefully. So we have to lift up this little plastic flap that holds the cable down. And we have to slide it in sideways first. There we go. That's it. There we go. Look at that. That's our cable through. And let's just route this in properly and just seat it down. And that's our cable in. So let's get our display and let's actually test this out. There we go. There, that's in. Get our motherboard, and this is going to be the tricky one to connect, because it's kind of hard to see. We're doing it kind of backwards, but we can manage. It's just going to be a bit of a nightmare. Got it. Bloody hell, that was stress. Anyways, let's put this back, but do it from the left side first, otherwise you'll break the actual buttons. So let's just carefully... There we go, route that through. Just like that. And there goes the plastic piece that holds the motherboard in. But it's okay, it's not a problem. Anyways, let's get a battery. And let's test this out, because I haven't been able to see the screen until now. So let's see, just carefully. So far so good. Hey, look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. Okay. Let's see, is it unlocked? Is it going to ask me for a SIM? Most likely it will. Oh, that looks amazing. Anyways, now that we've got the phone actually working, let's grab a toothbrush and let's start cleaning some of this stuff. So we can see the earpiece is disgusting over here. So let's try and clean that. Let's grab a cloth now and let's give the screen a wipe. And let's put the fascia back. You just don't want any noticeable marks or dust or anything on there. Yeah, I just realized we forgot the screw there. So let's actually screw that back in place now. Okay, so now that we've got that back on, oh, careful. Let's grab our front fascia over here. And is there any dust? Not entirely. Yeah, not really. I mean, what I will do is I will clean the inside of the lens though, just so we know there's no dirt or marks on it. because it's kind of hard to see if there is dirt once it's back together. So it's kind of like an iPhone screen. You get the top, put it in place, if I can do that, there we go, and you hinge it down and then you clip just like that. There, battery, quick test, yeah, screen's fine, there we go. And let's just put the rest of this phone back together. So screw, oh actually I've just realized we need to get that cable, that speaker cable out. It's trapped underneath. Okay, we've got our speaker, and let's connect that back. That just sticks right there. And then we get our screw the motherboard down. So let's just clip that back on. There we go, that's clipped. It doesn't really take many clips. And let's just get our last screws and put those all in there. These screws are really tight, flipping out. And that's 4 there. And let's do these last 2. So let's get our Phillips bit. There's 1, 2. Let's get our front plastic bezel. Stick that back on there. I can always double-sided tape that properly later on, but it holds enough. And let's put our last 2 screws. Now this phone, it was missing a screw, so I'm probably just going to nick it off that one there to make it complete. And with that is our phone pretty much complete. Now there's the battery, and give me this back panel. There we go, and let's lock that, and let's turn this on. There we go, and that is our phone pretty much completed. So let's just give it some time. And also, let me prepare a SIM card. This is using Orange, and I know I've got an Orange SIM. Here we go, here's another Sony Ericsson that I've found. It seems fun to repair these, and it's quite quick as well. It's literally, if I didn't have to film this, it would have been a 5-minute repair. But because I wanted to film it and go a little bit in depth, it's a little bit longer. But either way, it's looking really good. It's telling us to insert the correct SIM. Nah. So it doesn't want to work. Okay, this is something that I'll need to figure out, but either way, tell me this isn't a beautiful phone. Yeah, sure, the back kind of lets it down because it's quite worn, but from a distance, it doesn't seem too bad. And at least I've completed the phone with the 2 screws and all these kind of things. And now the phone actually works fine. So all I need to do is just unlock it, but once I figure that out, I might actually make a video on it. But anyways, I hope you guys managed to repair your W705s, because the guides on YouTube are shit. And I hopefully made a good enough guide for you. If you like this video, let me know. And if there's any phones that you would like me to repair in the future, drop it down in the comments below. And I'll see you again in the next Lightning Quick Repairs episode. Take care.